Does Hammers take the trip up to Anfield to take on Jurgen Klopp's Scousers in a game where, well, we don't really have a good record at Anfield, do we? One win in 60-something years. So it all bodes well for a West Ham win today. I hope you are all well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is the build-up show for Liverpool versus West Ham. We are 14 minutes away from starting lineups. We'll bring them to you as and when we get it. And Gary is here and joining me to discuss the game. Gary, how are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So overall, an hour and a bit until kick-off. How are you feeling, Gary?
I'm feeling quite positive in some ways. I think we've started the season well. So I think we've had some tough away games. Brighton, and we got something there. Chelsea at home, we beat them as well. So we've got nothing to fear today. So let's go for it.
Oh, for sure. Look, Liverpool have had a brilliant start to the season as well. And if we do win today, we'll equal our best ever start to a Premier League season, 13 points in 6 games. If we can do that, first time since 1999 we've done that, and that'll equal that record. We've had a brilliant start, which, to be fair, we were all sitting here before, Gary, thinking, oh, well, I was looking Bournemouth, maybe, Chelsea, probably not, Brighton, definitely not, Luton first game, no, Man City, definitely not, Liverpool, probably not. So, you know, we've done extremely well, I think, with what's been dealt with us. And even if we don't pick anything up today, I don't think it's the complete end of the world, considering we play Sheffield United at home, which we should win next Saturday.
Exactly. No, we've had some tough fixtures. And I think Liverpool will be fearing us, really. We're scoring every game. We've got this excellent threat now in James Ward-Prowse, who really is, they're going to be terrified to give away any free kick within 25 yards. Corners, they're going to try and limit as well. So, we've got some chances today. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Liverpool are a very, very good side, especially going forward. But I think we can get at them defensively nowadays. I don't think, personally, Van Dijk's the player he was 3 or 4 years ago. So let's have a go at them.
And recently as well, we've given them a game up there last year. Last year we missed a penalty, and I thought we were a little bit unfortunate to lose it there. The year before, I think, were you there, Gary? We were there. But, we missed about 15 million chances as well when we lost 1-0. So we always seem to give them a good game up there. And I think, as you just mentioned, we've got added elements there. We've got that extra set piece threat there. Any free kick, any corner. It's not like a penalty, but you get up and you think, here we go, let's get this on somebody's noggin. And I think, especially if Mohamed Kudus starts today, I thought he was exceptional on Thursday night. I thought he'd give us something that we currently don't have in this side, which is a bit of pace, energy, and attacking threat that the likes of Jared Bowen just can't offer. Team selection today, Moyes has kept his cards very close to his chest because Jared Bowen was unavailable on Thursday due to illness. He is there. He got off the bus about an hour ago. So one would presume Jared Bowen is there. If he's there, I think he's starting, Gary.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. I predict the same team as City, unless Bowen hasn't recovered from his virus, and then Kudus will start. But we will see. It might be Jared's only fit to go on the bench, which would be great to have as a threat to come off the bench. But as you said, Jake, I think last season Bowen, who was actually himself, missed a penalty, didn't he? The year before, Fornals had probably the miss of the season.
And Lanzini as well, skied it about 5 yards out.
Yeah, Lanzini, you're right. And was it the year before that, or 2 years before, when Fabianski let one for his legs?
Yes. Yeah.
So we've had some bad luck up there. So let's hope it turns a little bit today.
Let's hope so. Right, before we carry on, take some of your comments and see. Good afternoon to everybody. I hope everyone is well. Helen, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Pete as well. Lawrence all the way over in Kentucky. I hope you are keeping well. Pete Gaz over in the US as well. Sunny Detroit. Hope you are well. Sharky, Rob as well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Budgie as well. Hope you are well. Sharky says apparently Bowen has travelled with the squad. He is having a fitness test. So yeah, look. This is just me casting aspersions, but if he's travelled with the squad, I reckon if he's 70% there, Moyes will start him. I think Moyes, if he's anywhere near the fitness that is required, Moyes will chuck him in. And if he's travelled and he looked all right, I think he'll start. I'll be incredibly surprised if he travelled up there and he's going to sit on the bench, because Moyes just, Moyes thinks thinks Bowen is very, very crucial and will play him. That's the bottom line. But do you think if Bowen does start today, would you be tempted with a Kudus for Benrahma change or not?
Personally, I would. Yeah, personally, I would. But I thought, to be fair to Benrahma, he had a good second half on Thursday night. But I really like you, Jay. I really like Kudus. He needs to have a run out at at some point he needs to start the games. But the poor Kudus, his first 2 Premier League games with Man City and Liverpool, so he has to realise that not every level of opposition is like that.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But I thought he was exciting, and what he gave us, and of course, the clip going around of him, of him scoring for Ajax in the Champions League at Liverpool. What a brilliant goal that was! And look, I think he's a bit of fresh blood, a bit of something, a bit of an unknown quantity perhaps as well. When somebody, even if it's off the bench, I mean, imagine him and Antonio. And Bowen as a front 3, if they're all on it, then I think that's a very, very good front line. And Liverpool's defence, as you said, Garrett, it isn't what it used to be.
No, I mean, I watched the Wolves game last week, Wolves-Liverpool, and Wolves were all over in the first half, so it was very one-sided. And then Klopp, he's a great manager. Let's not beat around the bush. He made some tactical changes. The second half was different, but there's no reason why we can't get at them. So let's make sure. The only negative I have is, you and I've discussed many times, Jake, David Moyes' away record to these big 6 clubs is abysmal. So let's hope he's learned some lessons and tries to be a bit more positive than he has been in the past.
Yeah, I think it's north of 70 games David Moyes has not won away from home in the Premier League at a big 6 side. And listen, we've got to break these records at some point. And we sat and we spoke about the Brighton game. And we said, well, that curse and that issue had to end at some point. And it seems like we're on a roll of breaking these horrible records that are branded on us. And today, I don't think we'll win today. I think it's very possible we can get a point. I think there'll be goals in this, that's for sure. But I've got a feeling that we might get something out of it, which is positive. And yes, we would have probably said it over the last couple of years, but I'm excited about the different players that we've got in there who are giving us different threats and are causing problems. Because and don't get me wrong, I thought we were really poor on Thursday night, but we managed to get ourselves out of jail because of the set pieces to start with, and the quality of player and the sort of different dimensions that this midfield has now. Adding Alvarez into it today should improve us as well.
Yeah, I mean, Alvarez, he got taken off, as we discussed last week, Jake. I think that him coming off against City made a huge difference. Yeah. So if he plays today, I'd be confident that that'll make keep us more tight at the back. And Liverpool should find it a bit harder to score. Hopefully, they have done recently against other teams. And if we can keep it tight at the back, we've looked threatening away from home. And this season, we are being quite clinical. We're scoring some good goals. We've got the threat of James Ward-Prowse from corners and free kicks. So, I'm optimistic that we're going to give them a game.
Yeah, let's hope so. We are hearing Kudus is not starting, so if he makes any appearance, it will be off of the bench. Let's take some other comments before we move on. Crafty Day, I take a point, so would I. Definitely 100% take a point off of you right now. P. Gad says, I'm recovering from a night of cheap beer and tequila. Fair play. Fair play. Happy Amaret, thanks for joining us. Sharky says, I was told Kudus was awarded the first goal. He was. So he got a brace on Thursday night, but has dropped down to the bench, we're hearing, for this game. Let's bring on our next guest. Let me take that off. Budgie is joining us. Budgie, how are you?
Hi, Jake. I'm fine, thanks, mate. Sorry, I've been rushing around this morning, so I'm all right. Hello, Gary. How are you, mate? All right?
I'm good, yeah. You?
Good, thank you. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it? It's 5 minutes until the lineups. There seems to be just a hint of positivity around the fan base for this, Budgie.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get too complacent. We've had a decent start to the season, but so have Liverpool. So, let's not get too complacent. But, if we can get a draw out of today, I think that's a massive result for us.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think a point, Gary, I'd snatch your hand off for it now.
Yeah, a point away to any of these big clubs, you take it straight away for sure. Absolutely. Liverpool, Arsenal, City away are probably the hardest games you're going to get all season. So you take a point there for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. In terms of Liverpool, they have conceded goals so far this season, especially in the first half of games. I mean, we were in the pub in Stratford when they conceded to Wolves, who were really struggling to score last weekend. So I've got a feeling if we can just push up a little bit early, don't go too crazy, but if we can push up a bit early, get a couple of corners, maybe catch them by surprise, and get a goal, and get a goal, but a goal lead. I think that might be the way to do it, and really try and break the heart of this Liverpool side open early, Budgie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, by playing Ward-Prowse and Paqueta in particular, they're forward-thinking players. So hopefully the play will move towards the Liverpool goal area. We've only got to get, Bowen and Antonio, maybe Benny or whoever else he chooses to play out there. We've only got to get them three anywhere near that box. And we've got an opportunity there because any of those guys can finish, But yeah, you're right. We've got to get at them early. But if we play our normal game like we did last week against Man City, I think we're going to be in trouble early doors. I don't think that our normal sit back and let them come at us game is going to work today. They got too much quality on the field to do that. And we made that mistake against City. We can't make that mistake again this week.
I think it'll be similar. Look, I think the first half performance I thought was excellent against City last week, Gary. I thought it was what Dr. ordered. Yes, we contained the pressure. We let them come at us, and then we were clinical on the counter attack. We tried to play this game last year towards the back end, but we didn't have the quality to really penetrate these sides. We've got that there this year. There's the quality, and it showed against the best side in the world last week where we ripped them open and took a goal lead. And that's what I think we'll try and do today.
Yeah, you're right. Clinical is the word, Jake. We're not going to get lots of chances at Anfield. No one does. So we've got to be clinical. If we get a chance, we've got to take it and just try to maintain a defensive discipline that we showed in the first half against City and keep concentrating. We've got to eliminate any bad errors. No more Bonners on Thursday night or Fabianski a few years ago at Anfield. We need to make sure that we concentrate for 90 minutes or 100 minutes, however long it is now, and take our chances.
Yeah. I think what Robert said is pretty much bang on. I'm calm. If we win, great. If we lose, no worries. A draw is fine. Worst that can happen is we drop down a place in the league. Look, Man City home, Liverpool away is two extremely difficult fixtures. Yeah. And yes, if we were in a more difficult position in terms of points, and if we wouldn't have beaten Chelsea and beaten Brighton, then yes, we would have probably had a few more nerves today. But I don't mind as long as we go down swinging today, and as long as we beat Sheffield United in a game we should be winning next Saturday, Budgie. This game, if we get anything, it's what the younger fans like to call a free hit.
Yeah. And I mean, it'd be mad for any of the players today to concentrate on next week's game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got to get that game out of their heads. And to be fair, they probably aren't thinking about it as we are as fans. They're probably not even considering the Sheffield United game next week. Their whole focus is on what they're going to do today. But you're right. We do need to get 3 points against Sheffield United next week. But we also need to provide a basis of this week's performance. We need to provide a basis to be moving on to next week.
Yeah, I think the performance today is probably what people are going to be looking at mostly.
Absolutely key.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, Jake, I think that the players that we have around the club now are a little more focused on winning trophies and challenging for titles and stuff like that. I think
just going to interrupt to bring the lineup. I do have the lineup, Budgie, and it does read Bowen starts. So I'm going to say that, which is good. It's coming up onto your screen right now. It's Areola in goal, but for Soufal Zuma, Agerd maintains his Premier League spot. Emerson at left back, Alvarez sitting in front, Suchek and Ward-Prowse there as well. Paqueta, who I presume is going to play a similar role to what he did last week, is going to be out on the left-hand side. Bowen on the right-hand side, Antonio up front. Benrahma drops down to the bench in the Premier League, similar to last week. And no Mohamed Kudus. Let's see who is on the bench. Fabianski, Fornals, Kudus, Mavropanos, Cornet, Ings, Benrahma, and Kera. So all the usual suspects. No Mubama on the bench, but Moyes is liking putting Paqueta out on the wing. I'm not too sure, Gary, but what do you make of that?
Same team as last week, as you said. I mean, this is probably the strongest squad we've had in our history, I think, Jake, for as far as I'm concerned. So look at that team. It's a good team. I worry a little bit about fullback Soufal. He got roasted last week, so I think Liverpool may well target him. So we'll have to see. Might have to double up to defend on the right-hand side. Excuse me. Other than that, it's a good solid team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nobody usually gets the number on Soufal, but Doku well and truly did last week, and I think it may need for Bowen, who didn't provide a hell of a lot of defensive help last week, just to maybe sit back a little bit at times. If Soufal is put under the pump by whoever's out there, I think they'll try and target the wings. Budgie, I think Gary's right, because the midfield I think is going to be a good midfield battle. I'll get the Liverpool lineup in a minute, but I mean that midfield, that's the best we've seen in a long time. In a West Ham team.
I agree. I mean, in fact, that's probably the best lineup that we've had in a good 10 years, I mean, or more, with the squad and players that we've got, on the bench and etc. I mean, it's a fantastic squad. Like you say, it's probably the best we've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you that the wings are probably going to be Liverpool's focal point. But I think they're going to struggle down the left side because Emerson's a lot stronger and a lot more talented than a lot of people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
He's fantastic going down the left and whipping the ball in and even scoring goals, getting himself into positions where he can get a goal or an assist. But he's also very, very good in defence.
He is. Yeah.
He rarely makes a mistake, and if he does, he'll go balls out to rectify that mistake. And I like that. I like his tenacity. I think Liverpool are probably going to target their left, our right, more than the other way.
I agree. Let's have a look at the Liverpool lineup and see what we are going to be dealing with today. It reads Alisson, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. So no Trent Alexander-Arnold in there. McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Jones. I didn't butcher that. That's good. Diaz, Salah, and Nunes. So let's break that down. So Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. Listen, we've seen a more threatening and a more solid back four in Liverpool's time than that, haven't we? It's a good midfield. McAllister, Szoboszlai are two fantastic players, and Jones is decent as well. Diaz very good, Salah very good, Nunes very good as well. So it's a strong side, Gary, don't get me wrong, I'm not disputing that, but we've seen stronger from Liverpool.
No, I agree. I mean, you don't get Liverpool's first team that really good player, so but I do tend to agree with you, Jake. They're not. We have seen stronger. Certainly, when they won the league, they seem more organised. Alexander-Arnold, I think, gets pretty unfair criticism for his defending skills, but going forward, his passing and his vision is tremendous. So it's a bonus for us he's not playing. Nunes is very hit and miss. So some days he's absolutely brilliant. Other days he can hit a bundle from a yard. So let's hope it's the second one. Salah always does well against us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But and hopefully he has a bad game today. I like Diaz as well. He's a good player. And as you say, the two new signings in midfield, McAllister and Hungarian lad, are good players. So we've got work cut out. We shouldn't be scared. There's nothing there to suggest that we can't score against them. So let's be positive.
Oh, for sure. And Ronnie Bubbles put it in the chat. You can get at Gomez. Budgie, I'm not being complacent in looking at that Liverpool defence, but with no Trent Alexander-Arnold there, I presume it would be Gomez as right back. If you look at that side, Gomez and Matip, Antonio, and
you're
Bowen,
getting
they
at
can run at them.
Yeah, you're getting at them. And I've got to be honest with you as well, Jake. Jared Bowen is the sort of player that can get at Van Dijk and really trouble him. Really trouble him. So I think, the back four for Liverpool, as you said, very good. It's a strong back line, but we've seen better and we've got players that can get at those.
Oh, I agree. I agree. The issue with Trent is he's very, very good going forward, but he would really play into our counter-attacking way because he doesn't do much defending. But let's see if he's on the bench. I think that's an interesting move. Let's have a look at the bench. He's not on the bench. Kerala, Endo, Kanate, Gakpo, Elliott, Jota, Simicast, Gravenberch, and Kwanzaa on the bench. Listen, attacking options to bring on there. You've got Gakpo, Jota, Gravenberch in midfield as well. So Trent is not there in any capacity, which is interesting. But overall, I think that is, of course, a good lineup, and of course we give it credit for what it is. But I still think that we've got the players to score against that team. I'm not. They will score today. There's no doubt about it. They'll score, but I also think we will as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, our hope is to be positive and attack their defence. The defence is definitely their weakest point in that team.
Yeah.
Like I said, Van Dijk's not the player he was 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, he's always been the type that if he was chocolate, he'd eat himself. But now I don't think he's as good as he was. So let's attack him as well. Matip and Gomez can get out. Even Robertson, I think he gave a really bad error away in the international against England. So he's got an error in him as well. So
he's quite temperamental, Robertson, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, you can really intimidate him.
Yeah.
And make him do something, get him a booking, something, He's very, he's got a very touchy character, I think.
And even Allison, that corner last season or the season before?
Season before,
Zuma bundled him in, he didn't fancy it at all. So, you've got to target the corners as well.
Yeah, I think it's fair looking at this Liverpool side that it gets progressively better the more you look at the pitch, in my opinion. I think that attack is better than midfield and the midfield is better than the defence. So, listen, it's going to be a really, really key midfield battle today. There's 2 very good Liverpool midfielders in there, and I think we've also got 2 very good midfielders in Alvarez and Ward-Prowse that can go with them. They've got Jota and Souček, not Jota, what's his name? Jones and Souček, which is probably going to be the other battle in there. Look, if we're to get anything today, we need to be clinical. We need to be fast-paced, and we need to be on it at all times. They're a very good side. Nobody's disputing that, but they aren't an untouchable side as well. And we've proven that not by score lines, but we've proven that by the way we've played against this team at Anfield in the last couple of years. Teams can go there and pick something up. Teams can cause them problems, and they've conceded early in a couple of games so far this season. So hopefully that can continue today. And if we do score early, yes, you can expect Moyes to park the bus, and Liverpool will probably equalise. But I still think, looking at that side now, which probably we haven't done in the last couple of years, maybe, I'm looking at that side and I'm still seeing goals coming off the bench. I'm still seeing goals late on in a game where potentially I didn't think we had the quality, a couple of years ago, Budgie.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we didn't have any depth in our squad, really. We had nothing to back up the big words that we had on the pitch, as it were. We had nothing to back it up. Whereas now we can actually field 2 11s, really strong 11s. I mean, I'm hoping that Areola, he has a proper Areola of a game today, because he's going to be busy.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's octopus-like. His arms are everywhere. Let's hope he has a proper Areola of a game. He's been brilliant up till now. Let's hope that continues. I think it's important that we've got Kera and Zuma in the middle, because I think they work brilliantly together. I think defensively we're okay. The only weak point, as you said, could be out on the right there with Soufal, but he's been getting better. And Thomas Souček's been putting in some fairly good performances of late. So, the stars could be aligned today. Who knows? Who knows what we can actually achieve today?
Yeah.
Who thought we were going to beat Chelsea, and who thought we were going to beat Brighton? And convincingly, the way we did.
True. And I think, I'm sensing maybe a masterclass of a performance today. We are probably going to have 20% possession, Gary, but if we can be clinical with that 20% possession we have, then I think we can seriously cause this side defensive problems.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one team in the league that's comfortable not having the ball, it's us.
Exactly.
So, we know exactly what to do when we haven't got the ball. And for sure, we be very disciplined defensively. So the three of us know exactly how the game's going to play out. It's just whether we can play to our plan, keep it tight, and hit them on the break.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Right, let's take some of your predictions. Just a bit of an update. West Ham have posted the starting lineup twice on Twitter because they forgot Ogbonna on the substitute bench. I've just been trying to spot the play a game of spot the difference on Twitter. So they've uploaded the team lineup twice, and the second one includes Angelo Ogbonna on the bench. So a correction: the subs bench reads Fabianski, Fornals, Kudus, Mavropanos, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Tilo Kehrer. So there we go. The admin has been sacked, which is lovely because they ballsed up the subs bench on the graphic. Right, let's take some of your predictions. You two, Budgie and Gary, think of your prediction and make sure it's not the same as mine. 1-1 says Dad. 2-1, a lot of 2-1s coming in. Pete and Fred agreeing there. 4-3, not sure to who, says Pete Gads. Ronnie Bubble says, hoping we could be strong enough to hold them to a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with that. Gary, a prediction?
After we talked all about the goals, it's going to be 0-0, but I'd go for as I did in the prediction league, Jake, 2-1 to West Ham.
I like it. Budgie?
I think it's going to be quite a high scoring game. And I think it's going to be 3-2 either way, but I'm obviously hoping for a West Ham win. I think it's going to be 3-2 either way.
It's not very often that I change my prediction from the preview that I did the other night, but I am. And Budgie, you have nicked my prediction, so you're not coming on again. So now I've got to think on the spot again, and I'll just stick with what I said a couple of days ago. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I was going to go 3-2, but I'm not allowed anymore. So yeah,
that's because I heard you say 1-1 the other day.
I know. I don't usually change it, but I've just got a feeling. I've got a bit of confidence that's just rushed through me. And hopefully, Pablo Fornals coming off the bench. He loves to go at Anfield.
Well, we're liking 3-1 at the moment, Jake. Why not go for that?
That's very true. I can't see it being that convincing. I don't know. To be fair, the last time we won it there was 3-0 back in 2015. What a day that was. But yeah.
Am I right in believing, though, that in the last 3 games we've had up there, they've only beaten us by 1 goal?
By 1 goal. It was 2-1 last year. It was 1-0 the year before. And I think it was 2-1 the year before that. So, yeah.
So
it's always tight.
Stars could be aligning this year. You never know.
Hopefully. Let's show them who we are. 2-1 win, says Miss Hammer. Zuma first goal from the corner. I can see that. That is for sure. But yeah, there we go. Another Ward-Prowse assist incoming to continue his streak of either a goal or assist in every West Ham game he has played so far. Gary, incredible.
What a start. I mean, unbelievable. 2 goals and 5 assists in 5 games. I don't have anyone in West Ham's history who's had a start like that. Incredible. So, yeah, he's been much, much better than I thought he would be. Much better. For
sure. Oh, yeah. And I've eaten a small slice of humble pie so far. I've not eaten the whole pie yet because we've only had 6 games. But
I had done 2, Jake. I called him a me.
He's been excellent. He's been absolutely excellent, and he's given us and sort of tie this into your final thought, Budgie. He's given us a different outlet and a different. Well, we've always had the threat of set pieces, but it's almost been rejuvenized with Ward-Prowse's inclusion. Yeah,
I mean, look, to me, it's like having with the free kick scenario. It's like having Dimitri Payet again. You can just more or less guarantee that guy's going to get the ball on target. In fact, Pep Guardiola claims that James Ward-Prowse is the best free kick taker in the world. So, you can't argue with Pep Guardiola. Who can? I mean, the man's done it all. He's won everything except for the World Cup. But, that will come to him. He'll have that in a 5-10 year stretch. He'll have it. With Ward-Prowse, we haven't just added a string to our bow. We've added half a dozen strings. He's great. Look at that header he scored his goal with. He was almost on his knees. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And I've eaten a massive slice of humble pie. My brother's made sure of that because he kept saying to me, "Oh, one trick pony, bruv." Yeah, of course he is. I've had to concede that point. He's not. He's very, very talented midfield player.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And the final thought for you, Gary, is about Nefer Gerd. Many people called for Mavropanos to keep his spot in the side. A decisive afternoon for the future of Nefer Gerd today, I think.
Yeah, he does make a mistake, Aguero, unfortunately. But I do like him still. I think he's a good player. He's got pace. He reads the game well. He just has a tendency to lose concentration every now and then. But let's hope he has a good game this afternoon because he is a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah. I'm undecided on him. I think he's got to get rid of these silly mistakes out of his game. Otherwise, Mavropanos, who looks like the rejuvenized Craig Dawson, will come in my opinion. So there we go. That is the build-up show done. All my light has gone. I seem like I'm in darkness, but thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching this build-up show. We are 44 minutes away from kickoff on the non-televised Liverpool versus West Ham game. Whoever decided to put Sheffield United versus whoever they're playing later on whatever it is, Newcastle, whoever decided to put that on the 4:30, I am blaming you. It should be Arsenal Spurs on at R4 and we should be on at 2 o'clock, but that is a debate for another day. Hey ho, we'll have to just follow it legally, of course. And the final question is, Budgie, have you sorted a proper ID yet? Because next time we got to go in that pub, I hope you've got an ID.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Did you hear this, Gary? Did you hear this?
No.
We went in this pub in Westfield. So the one, I think it's the Bat and Ball or something, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, Bat and Ball.
In Stratford. We get to the door. The geezer ushers me in. Right, I'm 16. Yeah, the geezer ushers me in. The security guy. Can I see your ID, please, lads? So Budgie gets his ID out. Anton gets his ID out. Dad didn't have nothing on him, so we couldn't go in the pub. He's 50. He's 50 something, and they wouldn't let him in the pub.
With the best will in the world, your dad does not look under 18.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
With all due respect, Rich, not being mean, but
don't worry about that. Just say it. I say it. Don't worry.
Even
I mean, the funny thing about
it on a foggy night, he doesn't look under 18.
Yeah. The funny thing was that they didn't scan it or make a record of any description. He just looked at it and went, "All right, that was it."
So basically, they just turned away business because my 50-year-old dad didn't look over 18. So yeah, but he let me in fine. I didn't.
Well, your dad was probably older than the security guard, I expect.
He was.
Yeah, but I'm about 20 years older than his dad, so
Anyway, we'll leave that. Here he goes again, like youthful looks and all the rest of it. Crafty Dave, live in hope for something out of this game. Let's hope so. So Budgie and Gary, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
No problem. Cheers.
Let's hope for a good result. We will see you on the full-time whistle. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Hopefully, we can have a positive performance up in Scousland. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers, Budgie. Cheers.